Russia is made up of many republics, Sakha Republic, etc., and federal subjects. Similarly, China has five autonomous regions: Guangxi, Xinjiang, Tibet, Ningxia, Inner Mongolia. Could you please tell what level of power do these administrative divisions hold? Are they just like local governments, or do they have some control over the decision making for their region? Let's take a look at Chinese administrative divisions app. Let's take a look at that, and let me share that with you. Let me share that image. So I'm just doing a Google search, a simple Google search for that. And let's take a look at this. Maybe this. So there are certain so-called administrative divisions of China: Xinjiang, Tibet, Qinghai, Inner Mongolia, Jilin, Heilongjiang, and so on and so forth. So some of these are so-called autonomous regions, and some of these are provinces, and so on. The question, and similarly, we have something similar for Russia. Every country has internal administrative divisions. You can call them whatever you want to call them. In India, we call them states and union territories. In China, they call them provinces. In Pakistan, also, I believe they call them provinces. In Russia, they call them whatever else. The nomenclature doesn't matter. So the question is, how much power do these administrative divisions hold? Which means that if you have a local government in, let's say, Tibet or Xinjiang or Qinghai or Sichuan or Yunnan or wherever, how much power does the local administration have? And similarly for Russia, the answer is, I would say, very simple. They have very little real power. In a country like China, which is a one party state, China is essentially an imperial system. They can call it whatever they want to call it. The chairman of the Chinese Communist Party, uh, who doubles up as the president of the country, which is Mr. Xi Jinping, and then you have local governors for each province and autonomous region. The power in a country which has an imperial system is always concentrated at the center, the imperial throne, Beijing. So the majority, 99% of the power in the country lies within the inner core of the Chinese Communist Party, the Politburo, or the four or five most powerful people. And among them, the first among equals is obviously the chairman, Xi Jinping. So all these autonomous regions, etc., they have next to no power. They just simply do what they are told. And similarly for Russia, also, you have governors, etc., of all the various provinces, oblasts, and whatever they're called. They answer to Mr. Putin. They get their funding from the center, from the Kremlin, and they are completely dependent on everything on the Kremlin. So they have to perform, they have to carry out the orders, they have to carry out whatever they're told. If they keep doing it, they stay in power. Otherwise, the governor is replaced and somebody else is put in place, and their only job is to follow all orders. There is no democracy or any such thing. Yeah, you have voting and all, and so on and so forth, but that's not really how power works anywhere in the world, even in so-called democratic countries, even in India. All right, so that's how it is. So these local governments have very little control over decision making. They simply follow orders. Obviously, they will be allowed to make some decisions, and as long as the law and order is preserved and the overall policy is followed, you can do whatever else you see fit to keep things running smoothly. So that's the level of power they have.